I woke up this morning and I couldn't find a reason to rise. Been wearing the same clothes for 3 days straight, hiding my eyes. Told my mama I was fine, told my friends I was good. Showing up to church on Sunday like I knew that I should. Told my mama I was fine, told my friends I was good. But the cracks are getting wider and the light is getting thin, and everything I built to keep me standing's caving in. I can't pray like I used to, can't feel what I once felt. God, I'm falling apart, and I can't do this by myself. They saw the worship leader with the mic and the gift, saw me pour out every Sunday, giving somebody a lift. But nobody saw me in the car before I walked through that door, talking myself into going when I couldn't take no more. But you saw the shaking hands I hid inside my coat. You saw the praise I pushed out past the tightness in my throat. You saw me loving everybody and leaving nothing for me. You said, baby, that's not worship, that is just surviving. You stepped into the rubble of the life I was contriving, and you caught me right before I hit the floor completely. I had fear on my chest, I couldn't breathe around. I had fear on my chest, I couldn't breathe around. I had sorrow in my hands, didn't know where to put it down. But love said, I'll take it. I already know the weight of this ground. I already know. I already know. God, I'm falling apart, but you're still here in the falling. God, I'm falling apart, and I can hear you, Lord, you're calling. I stopped running from the wreckage, stopped pretending it was fine. Let the broken pieces show and finally drew the line. And mercy rushed in like it had been waiting at the gate. And grace said, I was here before you fell, I won't be late. And something in my spirit stopped the free fall in its tracks. Every piece I thought was lost, you said, baby, I got that. God, I'm falling apart, but your hands are in the rubble. God, I'm falling apart, and you're not scared of all my trouble. I ain't the same. I ain't the same no more. I tried the therapy and talked until I had no words. I tried the praise music, but the melodies just hurt. I tried the fasting and the reading and the discipline and more. Tried the new routine, the new church, the new floor. I tried the friendships, laid my broken on their table. Watched them love me for a season till they weren't able. Everything I reached for either crumbled or grew cold. Peace don't live in any system, structure, plan, or mold. Healing don't come wrapped in anything that man has made. The only thing that held me was the grace that never fades. I remember the night I stopped fighting and I screamed out loud. Not in worship, just in pain, just raw, just proud. I said, God, if you're there, then you better let me know it now. And the room went quiet and I felt him in the quiet somehow. And he said, I never left the room, not once, not ever. He said the falling apart was the falling into me. He said I needed you to lose your grip on all of it. And the tears came down so clean, so free, so finally healed. And mercy didn't flinch at all the damage that it found. And grace got on its knees and loved me right there on the ground. Something shifted in the falling, something holy in the break. You were never in the building, you were in the earthquake. God, I'm falling apart,
But falling is not fair.
and you are still prevailing. I ain't the same, no. I ain't the same no more. Let me be honest with somebody today. I wasn't faithful, I was exhausted and running on fumes. I was falling apart in slow motion and calling it a season. But he stayed anyway. Some of y'all think God can't handle you're kind of broken. But he said, I made bone from dust and breath from nothing. Your broken is not too broken for my hands. Some of y'all think if people saw the real you, they'd leave. And you're afraid God would too. But he said, I am not people. I saw the real you before you were born, and I still chose to show up. Some of y'all have been falling apart so long, you started believing falling apart is just who you are. But he said, I don't just catch the falling,
I rebuild myself.
I don't just stop the breaking, I make the broken beautiful. You are not too far